the islanders will be able to see the prison in the distance across the scrubland next to the villa while on the terrace. Drakensberg Prison, on the outskirts of Cape Town, is famous for being the location where Nelson Mandela spent the last part of his imprisonment for campaigning against apartheid. In recent years it has housed notorious murderers including Triple Axe killer Henri van Breda, who was found guilty in May 2018 of killing his parents and older brother. Last week it was raided overnight to combat rising levels of crime inside the prison over Christmas. Cops seized illegal substances as well as electrical wires, cell phones, chargers, and cash. The dating show will be back on television screens for its first winter series since before the coronavirus pandemic. TV and radio presenter Maya Jama, 28, is taking over as host from Laurel Whitmore, 37, who announced she was stepping down in August. Jama will also host the usual summer edition in Mallorca later in the year. In a first-look teaser released last month, she appeared with brunette wavy locks and wearing a glittery jumpsuit, seemingly adorned with a sketch of Cupid's arrow. Also featured was a pink velvet, bejeweled bucking bronco, with the new host ready to encourage those hoping to find their perfect match to grab love by the horns. For the first time, contestants will this series have to disable their social media accounts during their time on the show in a bid to protect both them and their families from online abuse. Contestants will also receive guidance and training around mutually respectful behavior in relationships after the most recent series prompted thousands of complaints to broadcasting watchdog Ofcom. Many of the complaints related to alleged misogynistic and bullying behavior, although they were not upheld. Islanders will be offered resource links to read before meeting the other contestants to help them identify negative behaviors in relationships and understand the behavior patterns associated with controlling and coercive behavior. The new measures have been introduced as part of ITV's duty of care measures for 2023. Islanders will continue to be offered inclusive language training covering disability, sexuality, race, and ethnicity, and microaggressions, introduced in May this year. Dr. Matthew Gould, a consultant chartered clinical psychologist who is also part of the duty of care team, said the enhanced safeguards introduced for Love Island 2023 demonstrate ITV's commitment to evolve duty of care protocols to minimize harm, where possible. The bold decision to pause Islanders' social media activity during the new series is testament to ITV's serious intent, especially as this input provides both a benefit to the appeal of the program and a potential source of mental health problems. Balancing this tightrope requires both the identification of which safeguards have the greatest positive impact on participants' well-being and the professional partnership put in place by ITV, especially between producers and their welfare teams, and most importantly, the contributors themselves. In 2019, The Jeremy Kyle Show was axed from ITV's schedules amid growing scrutiny of the duty of care that reality TV shows have to participants following the death of a contestant. Love Island also faced criticism following the deaths of former contestants Sophie Graydon and Mike Thalassitis. The show returns to ITV2 and ITVX on January 16.